Okay, what is wrong with the 9 to 5 live to work mentality in this country? We wake up, we exhaust our entire energy into our job just to go home and crash and do it all again. We have worked ourselves into the point where we can't even do anything such as have a relationship with our family, our friends, and it shows. It shows. There is no more loyalty with you and your boss. There are good bosses out there, don't get me wrong. There are a lot of good bosses out there. But at a moment's notice, they will choose quick, easy money over an employee. Quick and easy. If they were to fire you and save money, they do it in a heartbeat. Even if you are a good worker, a good person with lots of obligations, they will still fire you. It's not the fact that we're just unhappy with our jobs, our life outside of our jobs. It's the fact that no longer do we have any meaning in our jobs. So if you're working a job where your position doesn't really change anything about the world, it's not really a position that's important to anybody. There's millions of Americans working desk jobs where they basically have to pretend that they're doing something for 8 hours a day, 10 hours a day. And it's soul crushing. It's soul crushing going into the workplace, realizing that you're basically putting on a front, you're an imposter, pretending to be somebody who is actually contributing when really you're not. You're just there. You don't want to be there to begin with, but now you're there just because, just to make money. Just to make money. You're not even contributing in any way. And not only are you not contributing to the company, you're not contributing to the world. You're not doing any favors to anybody by showing up at that job. So we've basically said there is no longer a correlation between the workplace and actually contributing to society. We used to have family-operated businesses that would have an impact on their community. Now it's quite the opposite. You have business after business owned by franchises with the sole purpose of making money. There is no sense of community. There is no sense of bettering the surrounding environment. None. It is now sell this product, make X amount of money, hire X amount of workers, and now they don't even care if you are a decent human being at this point. They will hire anybody that can just do their job. So we have lost this sense of community, and as a result, this country has basically turned into one giant shopping mall. It is now one giant shopping mall. It used to be the community first, the store second. Now it's quite the opposite. You couldn't ask a store now to stop making money in an effort to conserve their moral compass. You have workers being overworked, underpaid, understaffed, no vacation time, no time to their friends, no time to their family, in exchange for a minimalistic paycheck that doesn't help anybody in the long term. You can get paid $11 an hour. You won't be able to surpass basic spending needs. You won't ever be able to travel outside of the country. You won't ever be able to really afford anything that you need. You won't be able to eat out. You won't be able to do any of that. And let me point out, I don't believe there will ever be a perfect system. I'm simply pointing out the flaws in this system. The flaws in the early system, when capitalism was probably at the peak of this country, was the fact that you could actually work your way up to some degree. Now, it's harder than ever to work your way up. Why? Because there's so many restrictions on what you can do, how you can start your business, who you can start your business with. You have to have permit after permit. You have to basically go through a million loopholes, pay fees, just to do you. Who are you to say that I can't do this, even though I'm not hurting anybody? Who are you to say? Why do I have to pay the government in order to have a consensual exchange between client and employee or owner? Who are you to say that? Who are you to say I can't? It just doesn't make any sense. And we honestly have lost the edge as workers because of this. We've just spiraled out of control, and now we're just stuck. We're just stuck in a 9 to 5. We're stuck in our 10 to 2, whatever it is, 8 to 8, whatever you're working, whatever amount of hours are being needlessly absorbed throughout your day doing nothing of significance. This is honestly the route that we're going. And it's going to get worse with automation. There will be less jobs, which means we'll be basically scouring everywhere just to find something that's payable. Automation will take over this country. In the next 20 years, I think at least half of the jobs we see will be replaced with machines. We've already seen it. Fast food workers getting replaced by little touch screens. There's no more cashiers or order takers. Those jobs have been phased out. So it's just obvious at this point. Factory workers have been phased out to an extraordinary degree. They are no longer needed, keyword needed, in society as much as they used to be. Those that are left working in factories are only those that really are in manager positions, overseer type positions, engineers that have to fix the robots or whatever. And even those people can be replaced at some point in the future. You won't even have engineers. You'll have pre-programmed robots that can basically just do the job of the engineer. So you'll have robots fixing robots. You'll have police robots. You'll have automatic cars. No more need for Uber. No more need for buses. No more need for any of this stuff. And we're basically at the forefront. This has never happened before in human history. Up until recently, this kind of stuff never happened, where the need for other humans to provide things that you might want is no longer a necessity. This has never before happened. And this explains why there's not that many jobs. To the teeth. This explains everything that you need to know. Unless you are a worker getting paid 2 cents an hour, you're not going to be able to compete with the same output a machine can put out. You won't. A machine can easily, let's say, make 500 axles in an hour. A human won't even be able to touch half that. Okay? So the fact is that we've essentially become useless. We've become useless in society because we are obsolete. And it shows. We no longer have a purpose. Our drive before this was to work so that we could better society. But now it's honestly just become work so you can survive. The motto has changed. Work so you can get money. What is money? What is money? What is money? Do you want money so you can buy things? Is that what money is to you? Or do you want money so that you can honestly live life? What is your definition of money? It's just paper. It's just paper. And there is no equal trade-off. Your time will be infinitely more valuable than any printed sheet of green paper. Endless possibilities with time. Money, you have limited value. You only get one life. Whether or not you want to spend it in an office chair is up to you. But before this, just realize that your job, if you're working a job that you sincerely hate, it is most likely because you feel as if you are not important. That the outcome will be the same with or without you. If your boss is constantly purveying the fact that you are replaceable in any sense of the word, of course that's going to have an impact on your self-esteem. Of course that's going to have an impact on whether or not you will show up to work or not. Of course you're going to be not as happy. Of course you're going to feel like you're bound to your job because you feel like you're getting the short end of the stick, but you're not able to rise up and leave. You're not good enough. You'll never be good enough. This job is the only job you'll have. That's what they've been saying to you and other people for years. This job is the only good job you'll ever have. We don't need you anyway. You're just here out of luck. So therefore, you have to stay here forever. You basically have to stay here at work, and if you quit or if you get fired, your life will basically be in shreds, which isn't true at all. I mean, everybody has a purpose. You just have to find it. You just have to find your purpose and live for that. Don't live for your job. Your job in of itself is not a purpose. Say if you wanted to own a bookstore. Don't own a bookstore because you like money. Own a bookstore because you think that knowledge is important. Own a bookstore because you want to educate people. Own a bookstore because that is what makes you happy, seeing other people gather intelligence. Don't just say, hey, I want to do this, this, and this so that I will make money. We've seen it with celebrities. Celebrities say, hey, I want to be famous, or hey, I want to make lots of money. They end up getting all that money, but now there's no merit behind it because they only did it for the money. They didn't do it for the fact that that is something they genuinely are interested in and can find meaning behind. If you go into anything without a meaning behind it, then honestly, there's no valid, positive end result that can be achieved. There's none because you didn't go into anything with any sort of goal or aspiration in mind. You didn't. You just went into it saying, I'm going to do this, but without seeing the positive nature of that, you're just wasting your time. You're just wasting your resources doing something that isn't beneficial to you. And it shows. It shows. I'd rather get paid 1 cent an hour. Yes, I'm being honest. I'd rather be paid 1 cent an hour than be paid $50 an hour doing something I absolutely hate for the majority of my life. I couldn't do it. If I was forced to work grueling 12-hour shifts each day, being paid, let's say the job is staring at a wall, to put things into perspective. Let's say the job, they want you to stare at a wall for 12 hours a day. And most jobs are actually like this because people pretend to work. Let's say they pay you this much, $50 an hour, just stare at a wall, 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. And another job, it actually offers you meaning. It actually it's actually fun to do. It helps you build character. You learn a lot from it. Let's say that job pays 1 cent an hour. Now the fool, he's going to go with the $50 an hour job. But he's not going to end up being his ideal self in that circumstance. He's not. Why? Because he's wasting away. He's being disingenuous on his job. He's not choosing the job because that's what he wants to do. He's choosing it because that's what will output the most towards him. And remember, money is not a real thing of value. Its only value is the fact that we say it has value, and society says it has value, and other people in society says it has value. So we just think and assume that money has value when really it doesn't. We know this because inflation is a thing. We know it because money can easily be reproduced with a copy machine. So when you say money has value, what are we really talking about? We're not really talking about anything of substantial substance. We're not. Work doesn't necessarily have value. It's why you're working. Are you doing what you feel you need to be doing? That's what gives work value. Not just the fact that you're doing something you hate. I get that. Hard work pays off, but still, it has to be something that you think has value. If it's not, if you're just working to work, that's not enough. That's not enough. Get out of the 9 to 5. Stop. I repeat, stop. Quit your job. Quit your job. If you genuinely hate your job, quit your job. Do something you love. Realize what you love. Before I say quit your job, please think about what you genuinely enjoy doing so you won't just be left in a rut. Before you quit your job, think about that. And then move on to the next step, I should say. But don't live your life in a repetitious cycle of redundancy. Don't, because it won't last. Your life doesn't last. You don't get another chance at this. Don't live to exist. We have too big of brains for that. We are predispositioned to effectively produce a more positive outcome in our life. If we are in this office space with no real purpose, then that goes against that idea. So think about that. Don't get caught up in the system. Don't exist. Don't exist. Don't just exist. Please be more than that. Be more than just existing. That is a goal to have in life. Don't exist. Be more than existence. All right, this video has been way longer. I honestly could talk about this all day, but yeah. Be more than just existence. That is a goal to have. That's my goal. That's one of my goals. And it's honestly helped profoundly. It's helped me so much. It's helped me get out of things where I thought I honestly felt hopeless in. But just giving me more than existence, a blank slate, has given me so much more freedom. It's given me more responsibility as a person. It's given me way more meaning. And it's undeniable. It's undeniable. The person I was when I was existing is infinitely time more docile, subservient, lacking willpower. But the person I am today, I feel like I actually belong on this earth, which is amazing. It's honestly amazing what a change in mindset can do to a person. Seeing the bigger picture,